Every once in a great while, the gods have a desire for change. Every change brings a new age, and every age has its heroes. And every hero has a story to tell. We actually don't have any heroes here at the Patriots, so I've had to make up one of these stories myself. You'll have to bear with me. Good, the thunder. Well, let's begin. There's a place in the north, a frozen and desolate land. It speaks to you of death and being cold. This is North Dakota. Striding in to a bar, a place where drunkards dwell, walked a man of a muscular, swarthy persuasion. Buffalo Soldier he was called by his enemies. By his friends he was known as Short Bus Driver. His first day on the job consisted of driving Urar around from special school to special school. When Urar came of age, Buffalo decided it's time for you to have a drink, son. Urar said, "Okay, let's go get a drink." They walk into this bar together, hand in hand, looking each other in the eye, a lover's gaze. As they sat down and ordered their first round of Miller High Lifes in a can, no bottles, in cans, a meteor struck from the heavens, obliterating the bar and scattering them to particles and bits of matter. In hell, they met a friend, Chugga-LeFou, the resident intern demon lawyer, who decided they could use another shot at life for a price, naturally. You see, Chugga-LeFou was an avid collector of gay porn. He's been eyeing these two for quite a while, this Buffalo Soldier and Urar. But in his collection, Satan and Mephistopheles, well, they've had their own little thing going on for quite some time, and Chugga-LeFou had quite a collection of it, and he threatened to tell Satan's own mother. Satan couldn't handle that. He could not come out of the closet now, not when he was so close to ruling the world. Chug said unto Satan, "Then let these two go. They need another shot. They need to take me with them." Satan obliged, begrudgingly, and off Buffalo, Urar, and Chug went to fight many battles and collect many loots and gay porn. And so they set out to join Warsong Gulch. The Horde Instant Q immediately let them in, but to their surprise, they were faced with a monstrous foe, a 10-man team of night elf hunters. They didn't know what to do, arrows flying, beasts and raging. And there were just 3 of them and 7 nublets. They perished horribly. They collected their 1 mark, their 0 honor, and decided it was time for a change. So Buff paged his drug dealer Ugalak. Upon getting the beep, the orc zipped out on his speedboat, eager to make some bling. Along the way, he met his old friend Festering Hag, sailing the seas and searching for buried treasure. He told Festering Hag that if he wanted to make some real cash, he'd stop searching the sea for bullshit and get into the drug trade. Hag, who had not seen any real cash in years, agreed with the orc and hopped on his speedboat towards Buff's pad. When the two arrived, Buff informed them that he never really wanted drugs, but he would pay them handsomely if they would help him kill the menacing band of elves, whom he had appropriately dubbed the Gay Super Friends. Needless to say, Chug was not pleased, yet the two reluctantly agreed, and out of nowhere appeared God! So God signed the guild charter and away they went. Buff, content with his new death squad, decided to take a little breather and go to the Burning Man Festival in the deserts of Arizona. His drug dealer Ugolok, he knew a DJ from Egypt who, in his own words, was the best thing that happened since the invention of the crack pipe. So upon arrival, Ugolok split up with Buffalo to go talk to his friend. And alas, poor Buff was left all alone amidst thousands of drugged-out hippies and ravers, until he met the most beautiful creature he had ever seen. Her name was Leia, and she was snoozing away in a large and very loud speaker cabinet. Buff was curious. Why would someone sleep in a speaker? He walked over to her and started a conversation.
Hi, I'm Buffalo.
She didn't say anything.
Hello, pretty lady. What you doing?
She still said nothing. It was pointless, as Leia had gone deaf after years of sleeping in speakers. They would have to use sign language. And sign they did. Yet after a few minutes, both realized they didn't know how to sign for shit. So they popped a few pills of X and made sweet love behind a burning cactus. Meanwhile, Ugolok was trying to roll a fatty for his friend DJ Z. As Z smoked the fat blunt, he thought of his past as a pubic hair collector. DJ Z's rise to fame as the premier spinner of house, trance, hip-hop, trip-hop, breakbeat, slam dance, drum and bass, show tunes, and traditional and Asian matrimonial music. This all started when he realized he didn't have to suck. And Buff was pleased. His crew is fleshing out nicely. Their powers combined. May not be Voltron, but they were still pretty powerful. But he needed more. He needed something else to combat this elvish scourge, these gay super friends. So he turned to Festering Hag and said unto him,
I need someone else. Do you know? Maybe a pirate lad, or, one of those old cabin boys used to have when you're searching the sea for bullshit. Do you know of anyone?
Ah, but Festering Hag did. He knew of someone. He knew of a man. A drunkard of a man, but a man named X Factor. He said, This X Factor is the bastard child of the gods. He spits in the Creator's face and cheeses his way to victory. The Creator, powerless until he recreates the universe, must sit content and watch X Factor commit his vile acts. To which Buff said,
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's go with him.
So they picked up X Factor, who was lying drunk somewhere in a gutter, contemplating the finer points of spinning around really fast. So after an invigorating session of raucous group sex, of which there was only one female involved, they decided to queue up for the Gulch once more and demand justice. When suddenly, out of nowhere, came this bear with a short tail and a shitload of hit points. Jesus tits, bitch! Let me step up in this!
Who are you?
Said Buff. Says, I'm Rock, man! Come on, Jesus tits! Jesus got 16,000 tits! Buff was elated. He'd never heard anything like this before. He was thrilled. This was the morale booster he and his team needed. You're in, said Buff. And they entered. And they pwned those gay super friends into oblivion. And then they queued up again. And the battle rages on to this day.